Cool, man. We're on. Check.
Check.
Mic check. Mic check. Check.
What are we looking for
I'm
over
looking
there?
for the volumes, the levels to go up, and it doesn't seem mine's moving.
Mine doesn't seem like it's moving either.
Check.
Yeah.
It
is.
Check.
Good evening, Johnny.
Good evening, Andrew. How's that, dude?
Good
Yeah.
evening,
What's up,
gentlemen.
man?
How are y'all?
What's up, Louis DeWitt? Thanks for coming on, dude.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I wanted you to come on, on this episode,
Okay.
but Andy, for some weird reason, got one of his bootleg doctors to try and get on the show, and then he canceled on us.
So I'm like second choice.
But not to me. I wanted you to be number one. And he's like, no, I got my buddy. He's a paramedic. EMT.
Hold up. So I'm number two?
Hey, he's plotting against me.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. I also know this is probably going to be the last time that Andy ever tries to book a guest. Dude.
It's okay.
Look, man, the dude has an important job and he had to work tonight.
He does.
What was his important job?
He's a paramedic.
I mean,
There's other paramedics around.
he's not a doctor.
Not a boot. You should have said he's a bootleg nurse like me.
No, man, those guys do.
They do.
They do important stuff.
Yeah.
They do stuff that takes a lot of guts to do day in and day out. To see all that kind of stuff every day has to be hard, for all those
Gosh, yeah.
first responder guys. But I'll take number two. It's not like I was
You were
doing
my
anything
first
tonight
choice,
anyway.
dude. You were my first choice. I just want to throw that out there.
Shit, dude.
No. I'm telling you, dude. We even talked about it when we were in the truck helping Andy move.
I think that was Andy's first choice to help him move, but
Yeah.
obviously I couldn't be his first choice to be on his podcast.
Well, I felt
You want Copenhagen?
I felt bad. No, I like this.
God. Sure, princess. Oh, okay. But I do appreciate y'all having me on. I think it's neat what y'all are doing. Watched a couple of y'all's episodes now, and it's just like we're sitting at the detachment hanging
Exactly
around
right.
on chairs,
Yeah.
or shooting the boo boo. And my wife Marty, she tells me, she says, how can you watch them? You could just talk to them. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's kind of funny, to watch.
And this thing's for life, right? What
Yeah.
I was telling you guys earlier.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
on there.
always watch it.
Isn't that crazy though? How once it's on the internet, it's on the internet.
Yes.
You ever Google your name? Did y'all talk about that? I think on one episode.
That's a good
No,
one.
Googling your
we
name.
haven't talked about that.
Yeah. What comes up when you Google?
If you Google my name, I think some stuff we did on base came up, but then also you could find my MySpace picture.
What?
All MySpace pictures on there.
I Googled my name once and I put Johnny Godinez in there. I haven't done it again. But then immediately after that, it said something like big mistakes as a supervisor that you shouldn't do. I was like, what in the fuck?
Was it me writing about you?
No, but what had happened is my name showed up because it was for that. What was the squadron called when you're out in the deed? The
379.
379
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
Well, one of their main stories was big mistakes of a supervisor, but I happened to be the warrior of the week also.
Oh, look right here on Google Images.
The show bear laying down in
U.S.
the
Air
woods.
Force Master Sergeant Louis DeWitt, 7th Maintenance.
Look at this.
See that bald spot they got showing right there? Boom.
Is that where a bomb had hit you?
That's we're gonna say that, but that's where genetics hit me and my old grandpa.
Hey, just sport the
Yeah.
Jason Statham, dude.
Yep. Yeah, he's
Oh,
got.
no.
Do yours, Andy. What does it do?
What's that? Watchdog.com.
It's like you have a registered sex offender in your garage.
But yeah, like you're saying, it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
how
weird.
That's permanent.
It is. It's permanent. Kind of scary.
Mhm.
And you also think do you ever really have privacy?
You
Right?
know, yeah, you.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yep. I think me and Andy talked about this right here.
I am not there, son.
No more privacy. What?
Nope.
Did you put Andrew?
I put Andrew Carter.
So my sister-in-law was telling me she's interviewing for a job coming up next. She got it, so good for her. But they look at your Facebook you know, and,
Yep.
and they look at stuff and they know that.
All employers are doing that.
Yeah, so then
I would as an employer.
Everybody knows what's going on with everybody these days. So it's kind of crazy.
It depends. It depends on what the position is.
Okay.
If I'm interviewing somebody just to be like a general laborer, as long as you don't show up to work drunk or high, I'm probably going to be good with you.
Now, is
But
this
if it's
your business that you're hiring someone for?
That's yeah. See, if your reputation is online, maybe, maybe.
I would, yeah. I mean, it's out there. I'd do it. I'd look at that person that's applying for that position at my business or my job.
When I was going through my Air Force transition, I read one of the, like, I was, trying to get like tips and tricks on resume writing and job interviews and all that. And there's one form that I read and they're like, get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Suspend it, or get rid of it or whatever, because they do, they look at it.
Because I mean, to you, that guy could be looking at it and, you could have liked a post that was kind of on the edge, How much stuff do we send
look
each
at
other?
all my stuff that I like then.
Yeah, that's on the edge. Us, we think it's hilarious, and we kind of got that sense of humor, but
sick. We got sick sense of humor.
Yeah, pretty much. And then someone else will be like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people?"
We don't curse on this because I got a lot of kids.
You got a lot of
just kidding, dude.
52 views last week. Bro. Those are all kids, or
yes,
what?
mostly
NSFW.
No, you can say what you want, man. I'm kidding. Who asked that last time? I think Angel did that. He said the F word. He's like, "Can I cuss?" Yeah, say what you want, man. This is no holds barred, dude. All right, Lou, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man. What do you do?
So I'm a weapons troop in the Air Force.
Okay, we're leaving.
Yeah. And I love that I'm here with y'all too, because it's just beautiful that I get to be here with y'all guys.
For people that maybe are not in the aircraft maintenance career field or been in that world, there's a real steady rivalry between crew chiefs and weapons. I don't really say,
dude.
It's more of a hatred. We don't like it.
We're almost all cliquey. All AFSCs are cliquey,
that.
right?
Pretty easy.
We stick together.
But
you guys have to all the time.
Weapons is a different thing, though. I mean, you guys have your own, kind of have some of your own set of rules.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own like what you do, low bar, your own evaluators. You have Weapons Fest, which I think it's a big circle jerk, but
it's similar to that.
But I mean, you guys are
it's
like
really fun.
You guys are like I don't know what to say. Like, we just work 12s a lot.
Yeah.
But
so I think a lot of it comes to do with is that everyone jokes around. You can't do anything without a whole weapons crew. But we kind of get grown up in that mentality. When I was working fighters and we were in your crew went out to wherever we went, and we're doing our thing out there. You're spending 12 hours a day with 3 people at the time on fighters, all day, every day. And I think we're at Cannon at the time, and no offense to anybody from close New Mexico, but it's not a whole lot to do.
I heard it's getting better.
Since
AFSOC's over there.
So the base now is awesome. I drove by a couple years ago, and the base wasn't even bad then. It's pretty built up. It almost touches on that overseas feel, because there ain't shit else to do but hang out with everybody.
I used to live there in the 80s when my dad was in. I lived there. That's where I learned how to play baseball. That's all I did out there was just play baseball, man.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, that's all you did was hang out with your crew, because I mean, y'all spent they call it crew integrity, right? Where you try to stick everyone together.
Yep.
So when y'all go out there to load munitions and stuff, everyone knows, okay, I know my one man's going to do this. I know my 2 man's going to do this. It's really beneficial,
The well-oiled machine.
Yeah, to try to do that. And you end up spending a lot of time together. So we do get kind of cliquish and a sense of pride in what we do. And then I think, so here's my opinion. I think people love to hate us. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the first thing I walked into and meet these guys shooting 2011, and I think Andy's like, fuck a weapons guy. And I'm like, and that was one of my first experiences with the kind of rivalry, because I had been in a back shop setting before that. So we were just kind of in our own little corner, didn't really interact with too many other FSCs.
And Andy gives you a warm welcome.
Yeah, and Andy's like,
a
hey,
dick.
what's up, asshole? You know, and you know, I learned to hate Andy. You know, so
I remember we were in that office, and it was me and Kaipo sit on that one side.
Yeah.
And you and Joe, or no, you and Kinsley.
Yeah.
And Joe Beach in the corner.
Fucking Joe.
Yeah. And like, I think you just had enough. I was riding your ass. Just every little
Andy
thing.
could be a dickhead.
And finally, you just got up. Like, I was walking out, you got up and you just hugged me.
Yeah, because I was like, you know what?
Because I think he wanted to also choke you. He wanted to rear naked choke
That's
you.
what I was like, whoa.
It's either hug you or fight you. I got kids to support, you know.
I wouldn't fight this either.
Yeah.
When you showed up at the det, what did Kinsley tell you? He told me a funny story. Like, when he first saw you, what did he say?
Well, that was, you know,
you gotta say it too. What was it?
You gonna make me say it?
Yes.
So, I don't really want to repeat that story.
Come on, dude. It's a good one.
He might. He's going through some things.
Yeah.
And he was kind of. I'd say his medicine was kind of messing with me, you know. And he looks at me, and he's gone.
Yeah.
You know? He's kind of gone in some medicine. You know what I mean? And he just looks at me real deep, and bam, just pops out with a racial slur. And I was like, I didn't know whether to be mad at him or.
What do you call you, Beaner? Spick?
He called me a spick. He's like spick. And he didn't even call me. He just said the word and kind of gave me this glassed over look.
What's funny about Phil? He ain't pure.
No,
he's half Filipino and half cracker, right?
And I don't even know. I was just looking at him, and you know, that was the first time I heard anything like that. Or
so you got him doing that to you, then Andy just being a constant dickhead, hating on weapons troops,
and you know, I think we had there's another weapons guy there. I don't even remember.
Cole? Was it Cole?
Yeah, well, so I replaced Cole, you know, and it was what it was. It was a very different environment for me because, you know, y'all had 9-10 crew chiefs there. And
what was really unique about that cadre of instructors was the majority of us had come up on the flight line together in some form or fashion.
We all know each other.
We all went TDY together. We'd all deployed together. So we had that particular group it was a unique.
I would have felt odd, dude, coming into the situation like you did.
Yeah, because we all knew each other.
We all knew each other, man.
We knew Mari. We knew, you know, I mean, it was.
But you mixed in good, dude. We liked you.
So you know, I mean, it's just that's the way it is in the maintainer world. You know, you end up going somewhere new, and what do you expect? You know, you're not gonna change the people around you. You know.
Yep.
We screw with the ones we love.
Yeah. You know, I remember I walked into Canyon Air Force Base, and I just came back into the military at the time, and there's a guy named Mar there, and he kind of a big, tall, white guy. He's a big guy, and I walk in, and I'm kind of looking around, you know, and I don't think he didn't know I was weapons because, well, I didn't have my uniform quite right yet because I just came back in. I didn't have a missile badge on, and I'm kind of looking around for the flight chief's office, and this big, tall guy comes to me. He's like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" And we get to arguing right then and there. And, you know, that guy ended up being a really good friend. And, you know, just like we are, I don't know, we think we turned out pretty good pals from it. Kind of. I mean, I still know what y'all are about. So, I mean, but, yeah, you know, it was really unique at the det because, again, I was an outsider. I didn't know any of y'all. I never deployed with any of y'all or anything like that.
Do you think, since you kind of commingled with different AFSCs and you worked with everybody that's from different shops, do you think that made you a better NCO? Because you kind of get to know about everybody else's job.
I'll tell you what, it sure eased my transition after I left the det, and I had I go out to line, I'm expediting on mids for weapons, and I see those crew chiefs that came through the det for their other part, their B school, you know what I mean? And they're there, and you know, they're crewing jets or whatever. And I could talk to them about, hey man, how's it going? I knew their names, and stuff like that. And or you know, a couple of times I you know, helped out with changing tires and stuff for the crew chief classes here and there. So when I saw them, I kind of knew what they were doing.
Did somebody make sure that tire was on like really good?
Well, no, not well. I saw y'all safety wire, and that's how I knew y'all weren't weapons.
So you just watched. You didn't really do any maintenance there?
No. I didn't actually touch it because then it would have had to been done right, and y'all couldn't have that. It wouldn't know what to do. The jet would have been like, "What's this?"
Hey, but all joking aside, I think anybody, regardless of your crew chief, weapons, DAS, OAS, go outside your job and work with a crew chief. If you're a DAS troop, if you're a hydro troop, a good example, man, is Mark Dossie.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Dude, he can do everything me and Andy can do. And he's not a crew chief. He's hydraulics.
That's right, because he's smart.
You know, JT and
yeah, he is
in
smart.
07 in the deed, man, JT would come out and he'd 109 would land and he'd be like, "What do you need? What can I do?"
I love it.
So I went over and I showed him how to service oils. And I'm like, yes. But
I would have shown him how to service that shitter. Oh, here, I'm going to show you a really good job.
Then there was an OAS dude,
I really always felt bad shitting in those at mids.
What?
Next.
And the OAS dude, Lee Harmon, same thing. So him and JT, when 109 would land, they'd come out and help me.
Yeah.
And, you know.
So go outside that
cool.
FSC. It only makes you better.
Nellis. So my first trip to Nellis, right? Everybody, like Ben Sneed, remember him?
Yep.
He's servicing oils, right? Who was, I don't remember the Jets dude. Jumping tubes. Chris Moley's running refuel panel for me.
Holy moly. Yep.
Right? OAS, running crank APUs, running refuel panel. And I'm doing my walk around while we're refueling. You know why? Everybody wants to get the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah. When you're
do
in
all
Vegas,
the work,
dude?
get it off. And then I'm like, and this is my first experience with that on a Nelsie. I'm like, the hell, you guys don't want to help me at home?
I know, it's weird, right? But imagine
go
if
home,
we were like that.
You go home and everybody's like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
I think they should do something to where they make everybody do that.
Swap over, you know?
Yeah.
So, like you said, it was super beneficial. So I guess I consider myself somewhat, I don't mind talking to people and hanging out. So when I saw those familiar faces when I went out there on a mid shift or whatever, and just sit there and be talking to them and say, "Oh, you know, I remember Johnny Godinez talking about this, or Andy Carter." So that's pretty much name dropping.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Name drop. That's cool.
Yeah. And they say, "Oh, this guy Monard."
You don't want to drop that name.
Yeah.
You don't want to drop Monard's
name. And they punch me in the
man.
face. No, but you know, you could kind of.
I love Monese, dude.
When you could kind of relate to them and to the people they know and what they're doing, it sure helps. I think, anyways. Don't know 100% sure, but for me, anyways, it was good to see people I knew and I could talk to them, and it wasn't so much right off the bat, fuck that weapons guy. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, you know, I kind of know this.
Well, maybe after you turned around.
Yeah, after I turned around.
I mean, I still make fun.
And they're around their crew chief buddies.
But I love you guys.
You know, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I got a bad taste in my mouth for weapons, and it was.
Tell me why. I can't wait to hear.
He's still hating, dude.
Not you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, man. Like, I don't know if you knew Liberty. Did you remember Liberty?
Mm-hmm.
That name sounds familiar.
That dude, man. It was always something, man. He'd write something up in the forums and wouldn't put the dates and page number on.
This was a weapons guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I call that truck back. Fix the forums, man. He pulled red X's out of forums one time because he didn't do his cams. I was pulling the form, so I printed them back up.
Nice.
Got mad, ripped them out. We had words, go figure.
Yeah.
No, there's Callahan. That dude made senior, right?
He is. I just saw him the other day. He's doing really well.
That dude, he was a good weapons guy. So weapons seem like it's a kind of a small community, Air Force wide.
Yeah. So and I think so y'all guys don't go anywhere till y'all are tech side, right?
If we're lucky.
If you're lucky. Well, I think there's benefits that too, but I'll talk about that a little bit. But you know, we early on I did move a lot. I haven't moved a lot in a very long time. I've been at Dias for almost 11 years now. You know, but you know, you were here. What your
this is it.
This is it.
This is it. Yeah.
This is your only base.
Same
you know.
thing, yeah.
So but since weapons guys could go to any airframe after the 3 levels done, you meet a lot more of them. So it's very when someone PCS is in or whatever. Hey, you know this guy. you're gonna know somebody that they knew, whatever.
That's
So,
cool.
So yeah, it's pretty neat like that.
What y'all saying? Don't you guys got a saying too?
No,
Yeah, you do.
no,
Weapons has some weird like.
Ayayas?
What is that?
that's not nice, John. Andy.
Is that a real saying or is that making fun?
No, that's the ammo saying.
Oh,
That's the ammo saying.
I don't know.
He knew what he was doing.
I didn't know. I thought ammo and weapons was the same.
Yeah, of course you did. What's the next subject on that book?
Kidding.
Get out of here.
I'm kidding.
No, but
Why the Air Force, man?
so, I hope my dad watches this because he's gonna, even if he does or doesn't, he's gonna make fun of me. So when I was a kid, I went to community college for a little bit, and my mom and dad were real good to me. They said, son, you could stay in here at the house and go to community college. I'll help you out. All right, cool. But they said, if you don't, you're gonna have to. You got 6 months to figure something the fuck out. That's kind of how my dad talks, which is okay. Is the best thing that ever happened to me. So I'm going to community college and everything, and what I'm really getting my face fucked by college algebra at this time, right?
Yep, I hate
I'm
that
like,
math too.
And I'm like, man, this ain't working out. So a little bit before I started school, my sister and brother-in-law had my brother-in-law was in the Air Force, and I went to go visit them up in North Carolina. And, these are 20-year-olds, and they got a little house.
Yeah.
On base. He got to play golf every now and then. And
He made it look
nice.
appealing.
Yeah, had his own cars and stuff. And my sister worked, and they had a little family unit on their own. And I was like, well, it seems like whatever they're doing, it's working.
Yeah.
So, and now I need a job because I got 6 months, you know what I mean? And so I was like, well, let's try that.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to get into a trade when I came in the Air Force. And I told him, I said, I don't want to be sitting behind no desk. I want to do something outside. I'm like, well, about this weapons thing,
That's the first thing they told you, huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said you get to be outside, you get to travel, you go all these places. So of course I drank the Kool-Aid and I was like, cool, try it out. Well, really, that was the example I had set out in front of me. I had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
This life looked pretty good. And I committed, I said I was only gonna do 4 years. Me and my wife were gonna get married. We decided to get married and stuff. And I was like, I'll do 4 years, get set up, and then I'll get out. So I joined up, and hooked it all up, and went to Alaska for 4 years.
That was your first assignment?
That was my first assignment.
Lucky dog.
Great assignment.
Yeah, really was. It was really good time. We didn't have no kids or anything while we were there, so it was a blast being young, and you're on your own.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's nothing like being 18 years old with a new wife, and now you're on your own living. Oh, and by the way, you have a job you have to learn. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I decided to come in the Air Force. Is a little selfish at first, because I needed something to do. I did my 4 years, and I got out of the Air Force. And it was, I got out, moved back to San Antonio, and luckily I had some good family back home that was like, okay, cool, we'll line you up with a job. There's a man named Mr. Corbo. So I had an uncle who was with the IBEW, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and my aunt.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
You made that shit sound like it's Illuminati, dude.
Well, I mean, it's a union.
It's like a cult,
It's a
yeah, I was
union,
like, what? Lou? That's real? International what?
International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
Sounds crazy, right?
So Carl Kier, he's my aunt's brother. Carl, he's a good dude. He got me on over there. So I was real appreciative of that because I had a baby on the way when I got out. So little Anthony was coming along, and I was like, I had some good money and stuff saved, but I had to get a job. So by the time my terminal was over, I was working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I was working hard. It was good, and I got hired with Corvo Electric, and I wear this hat all the time. That man, Mr. Corvo, was good. He said, "You're a veteran. He was a major in the Army before. I want to say he flew helicopters. I can't remember his exact story.
Yeah.
But I know he was damn good to me because he didn't even have to bring me on. There was an electrician spot for me at the time. So,
nice, dude.
So he brought me on, and I worked in his his warehouse area. You know what I mean, delivering parts and stuff like that. And then finally, I got on with this union in the school, and I did that for close to a year, and then something kind of clicked over. The trade was good.
Yep.
And it's a great skill to learn. Firm believer that you don't need to go to college. You know what I mean? You should. There's trades out there and stuff that you could do and make a good, honest living. But there was greener grass still on the other side, and what I meant by that, I looked into coming back into the Air Force at the time because as a young adult, 18 years old, remember, like I said, me and my wife went over there and we learned how to be together and how to work a budget, how to be grown-ups. It seemed like that was the way to do it, And then the flip side to it was there was guys on that job site, man, 62, 63 years old, slinging the same pipe, digging the same ditches I was.
It's an eye opener.
You know what I mean? And you're like, well, man, I don't mind working hard, but do I want to work hard that long?
And that late in life.
Yeah, late in life. So I went and I talked to a recruiter and came back in right at a year later. And that's when they sent me to Cannon. So it's a real appreciation, My favorite story I tell people is there's this old dude Gary, right? And Gary used to like to call me boy. And he was a Polish guy from San Antonio. Gary kind of had a stutter. He's kind of funny, man. But so here I am, grown up, man, got a son on the way. I actually had a son. I go into my job every day, and this Gary's like, "Hey, boy." I'm like, "Motherfucker." So Gary tells me one day, he goes, "Hey, boy, go get my lunch from downstairs." I'm like, "Gary, you go fuck yourself. You're not gonna call me boy. Not one more." I had it up. And he's like, "That's cool, man. Take the day off." I'm like, "Day off?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right." No. A day off was punishment. They couldn't fire you. They couldn't fire you. But they could send your ass home.
Is that without pay that day?
Oh yeah.
Wow. That hurts, dude.
You weren't getting paid. You know what I mean? So if you got sick, if your kid got sick, you weren't getting paid. You know what I mean? So coming to the Air Force, right now, if my kid gets sick, I go and I talk to my boss. I say, "Hey, boss, my kid's sick. I need the day." And he's like, "Take it." And you know what? I still get paid on the 1st and 15th.
Because it's part of your contract.
The Air Force does treat people good like that.
There's definite benefits, isn't there?
There's benefits, and I don't think people appreciate those benefits until they've worked on the outside for a living.
Some young guys, man, they're not thinking that far ahead. They're not thinking about when they have that wife.
Kind of like how young Lou was.
Yeah.
I don't think you were. I mean, that you had a plan. 4 years, I'm done.
4 years, yeah.
But then on the outside, you saw like, shit, this is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
It could be better.
So the difficult was there, and I didn't mind. Like I said, the work never bothered me, but once you get a little taste of the Air Force, I kind of, drank the Kool-Aid a little bit. Like, okay, this is really good gig, and it's for something. You know?
Oh yeah.
The first 4 years I was in, I didn't really wrap my head around that it's for something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Were
And
you out when 9/11 happened, or you already in?
No,
already came back in?
I was at Opson the first time.
Okay.
I came in 2000, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I was standing door guard with M16 at a checking IDs. You know?
Okay.
That'd been an easy door to get through.
Yeah, probably.
See,
I don't know if there's a door easy for you to get through. Well, I mean, anyways.
Hey, give me water, dude. Give me water, boy.
Boy.
No, I'm just kidding.
So you know what Gary told me after that?
Who's Gary?
Gary's the guy that called you boy,
the
right?
guy. I'm sorry.
So after I got in that argument, he sent me home. Next day, I walked in. He's like, "Hey, son."
Thank you, Andy.
Yep.
He sunned you,
He
dude.
sunned me. I was like, "Well, what the hell am I supposed to do then?"
Hey, son.
He says, "Son." But you know what?
Maybe
So-
he already knew. He's like, maybe I shouldn't call him boy.
Well, so he always reminds me of y'all guys in a way.
Why, dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. This is gonna sound funny, and like Robert too over there, and Kaipo, all those guys over there. So I'm new to the situation. He's talking a lot of shit at me, but I tell Gary, "Hey man, my truck's broke down. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to work." And Gary would drive from the other side of town and pick my ass up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know he'd do anything for you, but it's just a different. I guess like you know the maintenance, the kind of construction mentality.
Yep.
Of humor and stuff is just different. But yeah, he'd give you the shirt off his back, which is weird. Maybe because he thought
I
was
like
his
Gary
son.
right away when he was calling you boy. I'm like, I like this guy. I like Gary.
But yeah, most definitely. So that's when they sent me to Cannon when I came back in.
Okay.
We're only there for a little bit.
How was that process going back in, dude? Did you have to remeps?
No, it was actually really not easy,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
And
wasn't
you didn't
hard.
have to do basic training again.
No, I didn't. I got my same rank back.
Yeah.
But the only kicker was is you had to come back in the same AFSC.
FSC.
So I was back to weapons there, and yeah, it was good. It was
So you're
good.
senior airman?
Yeah, senior airman at the time. I tested for staff before I got out, but I had like 3 months before I didn't take it a whole season.
Yeah, you
so
just
know
kind of
what I
just
mean?
went in there.
Yeah. So
That's brave of you guys, Lou, especially getting out and then she was pregnant or you already had the kid.
no, she was pregnant
Yeah.
when we got
Oh my
out.
gosh.
So
That's another thing you can't beat is the healthcare, brother.
you
right?
can't. Yeah, I was just talking to my little cousin yesterday, and he had a little eye surgery, and he was telling me his insurance covered some of it, but he had to pay like $300 or something, right? I'm like, I don't have to worry about that, bro.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
It's nice, man.
I went to the doctor last week, man, and right up front, $30 copay.
Yeah.
Up front.
Did you watch episode 4?
I watched part of it.
Did you
Yeah.
hear him? He tell everybody he's Wilford Brimley.
Who?
You don't remember who Wilford Brimley is?
You know, the spokesperson for diabetes.
He's like, I'm Wilford Brimley. I got diabetes.
And I get, for wherever he gets his supplies from.
It's just a little diabetes, man.
Just a touch.
What the guy said. He said, my wife's got the diabetes, he used to say. Got Quinn. It's pretty funny. But it's just a little bit of diabetes. But that shit ain't no joke, man.
It's not, but it can be controlled.
It
Andy's
can.
gonna knock it out, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Knock it
like
apart.
on the cusp.
He's on
On
the
the
cusp.
cusp. So happens to a lot of people, man. You know, you're big into fitness. Well, anyways, fitness and stuff. But I tell Marty, I was like, man, I try to stay semi-healthy. You know what I mean? Because I want to be around a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Mexican thing or what, but we get diabetes and shit like
It
it's
is.
Well, my
nobody's
dad,
business.
my dad,
Business,
has,
you know what I mean?
my
It
dad
is.
has it. But you know what? I think for everybody, dude, that me and Andy were kind of talking about, there's a trigger, a switch that happens that makes you want to like, fuck, I'm gonna die, or I need to stop what I'm doing because this is bad. Well, Andy told me this funny shit when he's like, I gotta stop treating my body like a
Amusement park.
amusement park. But what's funny, man, is my dad, when he got out of the military, he was struggling. He was on the weight boy, the fat boy program,
Yeah.
But now, dude, he told me the other day, He called me and he's like, guess how much I weigh? He's always calling me and telling me how much I weigh. I think he said he was like 154, man.
Yeah.
He slimmed down. It was weird. It's something that triggers
my leg
people.
weighs 154 pounds.
Something that'll trigger someone to wake up and just like get healthy again. For me, and I told Andy, I think it was my back, man. Yeah. When I blew my back out and I couldn't move my legs, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I need to change something or get better. Why is this happening to me? So yeah, there's always a trigger, man.
And you know me, I go back and forth with weight so
much.
My
favorite is Fat Lou, though.
Yeah, Fat Lou's fun. Fat Lou's fun. But when
Healthy Lou pissed me off when I saw you do that muscle up, which I still haven't done. Till this day, I cannot muscle up. I come damn close, man, but I can't do it.
Well, you know, I saw the video on Facebook the other day, and I was like, yeah, you were looking at something like, damn, what happened?
Dude, that's impressive doing a muscle up.
You know?
That's like one of the hardest type of pull-ups to do, and you were racking them out, dude.
And then that homie School's next to us just pulling
Well, that guy's a freak, man.
He's a freak.
He's a freak, dude.
You know, you look at it and you're like, man, I want a happy in between, you know, super in
like
shape.
Medium Lou?
Yeah, like I would like a medium Lou.
Yeah.
The hard part is it's hard to self-control medium Lou. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's well, you know, when I busted up my back though, you know, you're talking about triggers and stuff like that. I had a bulging disc on my L5 down there somewhere, and it was hard. It's hard to get up in the mornings, you know? And I was like, what the hell? Well, then stuff starts coming into question. Am I going to be able to stay in the Air Force? This is what I do for a living now. You know what I mean? And this is what the lifestyle that I've chosen and the way I provide. And now you're like, damn, man, I got to pass a PT test. I got to, you know, do some weight. So you're right. There's triggers in there that switch people over, whether it's, you know, a touch of diabetes or, you know, blown up back, you know, something like that. You kind of get right. I think your shit went off.
What?
Oh, we got to start over.
No, we don't.
Oh, we're back.
I was about to get mad at that Windows computer.
Buy Mac. Spend the money.
And with that, we're off.
All right, bye-bye.
Fucking Mac.
Hey, we are taking donations.
Yeah, you want to donate to the Red Ball Show all day long, son?
Well, let me tell everyone out there about the Red Ball Show.
Don't be jealous.
All right. The Red Ball Show does not pay you anything to come on. They do not have a green room. I specifically asked
for tube steak.
For steak.
Oh.
Of tube. Tube steak. However you want to write it. And got none of it.
He goes,
I gave you water right when you showed up, man.
He texts me.
There's beer in this fridge if you want some beer.
He texts me and goes, are you gonna feed me dinner? I was like, this ain't Golden Corral.
Oh, he's out. There's beer there. Yeah, there's some Dos Equis in there, dude. And then the bottle opener is right behind Andy.
Oh, shit. I read from the bottom.
Would you do that if you're loading weapons, Lou? Right there, man, on the other side. Would you have grabbed the bottom bomb?
No one,
fucking weapons guys, man.
No one ever said I was very good at it.
You want koozie? There's koozie in there too, brother.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
We call him APD when he leaves.
We're gonna get you all drunk, dude.
I'll just sleep here.
When's the last time you've been roofied?
When did we help Andy move?
Yeah. When's the last time you've been roofied? Hey,
you
dude.
got a pretty mouth.
Have you seen any movies lately, Lou?
I did.
Well, yeah. What'd you see?
So we saw the new Avengers. It was the last one I've seen. I hadn't seen the Deadpool yet. Heard it's pretty good.
See Solo yet?
No Solo yet.
It's good.
But definitely the Avengers. What was the one before that? I saw the. Y'all don't laugh at me. I can't say the word. Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim
2. Specific Rim?
Yeah, I say
specific. You can't specific?
I can't say specific. I can't do it, man.
I thought you were gonna say A Quiet Place. I saw The Quiet Place.
I did see A Quiet Place.
That was good, right?
It was surprisingly good because I'm real chicken shit when it comes to scary movies.
Me too.
And I was like, no way.
You know what though? Whenever Lou, you tell me something's good though, I gotta watch it. I don't even remember. This is how bad Lou is at telling you how good a movie is. I don't even remember what fucking movie it was because it's so shitty. Okay, but he's like, yeah, it was great, man, it was good. And I went and watched it, and I was like, what?
To the theater?
No, I think it was like something that was out, and I wasted like an hour and a half, 2 hours of my life, whatever fucking movie this was that Lou said was fucking good. Like his Rotten Tomato rating was like 4, whatever. And so I called Lou. I think I called you or told you, and I told him, I was like, dude, you're a horrible critic. I would have gave that shit like 1 tomatillo.
Yeah. It was Ninja Turtles, the first reboot.
Yeah,
of the Ninja Turtles.
That's what it was.
I was like, it was awesome.
I was like, I watched it, and I was like, what in the fuck? I shouldn't have already watched it. It's Ninja Turtles, but Lou was like selling it to me. Dude. I was like, maybe it's good.
Those are my favorite movies.
Maybe it's good, and it sucked. But I just want to talk about how he's a movie critic, but I always say he gives tomatillos instead of tomatoes.
So I'm at my I'm at my trailer yesterday.
Typical.
I'm going through things.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to finish packing and move.
The move.
And I had a box that had a bunch of different like gun stuff and whatever in it. Like
you're gonna bring this. I know what you're gonna bring.
Lights and holsters and stuff like that. Well, I'm like, oh, and I pull this box out, and it's a Magpul pistol grip.
That was Robert's fault.
Brand new in the box.
Mm-hmm.
What's the story behind that Magpul pistol grip?
Him and Robert come over. We're gonna go hunting. We're gonna go ride around the mule, drink some beers, and see if we shoot pig or something. And Lou had mentioned that he had wanted to replace his pistol grip on his AR.
Yeah.
Well, I had picked up 2 brand new Magpul pistol grips. And I don't know if it was the one you were looking for or not, but I was like, you can have one. I'm not going to use them. So we get, new in the box, everything. Well, I think it was Robert's like, come on, Lou, let's put that shit on. Something like that, I'll let you tell your perspective.
All right, so we get this pistol grip in there, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm no gunsmith, you know what I mean? But it looked pretty simple.
You mean gun expert? Gunsmith makes guns, right?
They fix them.
Did they work on
okay, I don't know. Okay,
yeah. This is the Andy and Lou show now.
This guy has a license to carry.
I do.
Oh my god.
Yep. Better watch it.
So we swap out the grip, and they're kind of like, "Hey, let's go." So the mistake I made is I didn't have it on safe, and I charged and put a round in the hole. And when I looked, I said, "Oh shit, the gun's not on safe. Let me flip it over." Well, we did something wrong there, and as soon as I flipped that bitch to safe, that rifle went off at the ground.
In the garage.
This is in a garage, just kind of like how we are here.
So
and full of probably had like 6 people in that thing.
Oh no, it's just me and Robert. Talitha and Mark were sitting outside.
Oh, okay. So
I was walking away, right? And I had my 1911 on my hip, and Robert wanted to see it or whatever, right? Well, he hands it back to me, and it's cocked, but it's on safety, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm reholstering it as I'm walking out of the garage. I'm reholstering it,
and you hear,
just as it goes into holster, I hear boom, and I'm like,
I blew my leg off.
So I do
everybody stops.
And I turn around and I just see like dust in the air, and Lou's all,
oh yeah,
so
I shot the concrete, and this is a Hornady round, 223 round, and it just blew smoke everywhere. And he's got a tin roof on his garage at the time, I think. So everything echoes. I can't hear shit. And I knew that gun was facing here, and I thought I shot my foot. I thought I shot my foot. I thought I was done for. And it's just like my ears are ringing. I'm like, what just happened?
But to be honest, like the story, like you tell the story and we laugh, we joke, and in all seriousness, gun safety should always be paramount.
That's why I don't hang out with you guys.
But what he did was not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He had it pointed in a safe direction, and he was putting it on safe, right?
But why would you, when you put it on safe, it fired?
Well, it's because we did something in the handle wrong.
There's a little detent in the spring.
Okay.
And if you're not, if you don't know that spring's there, because I've lost the same spring.
Yeah.
If you don't know it's there, you're not paying attention. That thing goes poo.
So, like you said, gun safety was paramount. The only thing that kept me from shooting anybody or whatever is the automatic reaction to keep a gun pointed down. And you know what I mean? And from malfunction, accidents happen, you know. And we can't all be like Aaron and shoot a gun like right here in your ear all the time. But, you know.
And you got no plugs in either, right?
Oh, man. And he had a muzzle brake that came out sideways. He'd stick that gun right here and like, boom, you're like,
I'm quite certain I like had powder burns on the side.
Yeah.
I didn't even have the spotlight on yet. Like I was getting ready to, because we heard pigs at the feeder, and I was getting ready to flip the spotlight on. Like literally my finger is going on the switch and it's all pow 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 pow.
He was using
like Beirut, man.
He was using his night vision, dude. He didn't need that spotlight.
Man. So yeah, but you're right. Gun safety is really important.
But holy crap! I was like, dude, like everybody's like, you okay? Everybody's checking each other out.
See, he could stop laughing to see if I was
because I was like, the first thing that come to mind is, how am I going to explain this to Chris?
Yeah, right.
Like,
I picture him just fucking double pulse checking, dude.
Like we can stop the bleeding, but how are we going to explain this to Chris?
Did you watch that video of that FBI agent?
Did you
saw it?
Yeah, it was great.
Right? That was weird. Like right when he put his hand, I think he put his finger on the trigger.
So I believe, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he shot somebody.
He did. It was in the leg.
Yeah, he shot somebody off of that, and I was like, what freaked me out about it is that he didn't have a holster for his weapon.
He was wearing it back here.
Yeah, no, which is weird because I've never met very many. So my dad's a police officer still is. I never met a police officer that just keeps a gun in their waistband. They don't like those movies.
Martin Riggs is not real life.
Yeah, I don't think that's real.
What?
Martin Riggs? What do you mean what?
What do you mean? What do you mean? A tear comes out. Riggs is real as shit, guys.
Anyways, that just like I'm sitting there, like I'm holding this box of that hand grip. I still have it. He took it off, man. He's like, I don't want nothing to do with it, man. He gave it back.
Went back to the old school setup.
Yeah.
I was like,
they don't kill anybody.
Giving it back, like you should have got somebody better to put it on.
Yeah, most definitely. Because they all wanted to call me an idiot, but at the time, I remember there was 3 sets of hands working on this.
So there was
not me.
3 idiots.
See, he won't say, but it was his.
So I'm holding this box yesterday, and I'm dying laughing.
Just reminiscing on the time when Lou went fucking crazy with this gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Funny, dude.
He'd stay at the house, and we had Jack the cat in the house, man.
Fucking hate Jack.
He'd fucking wake up the next morning, he's like,
eyes
swollen,
cats,
man.
Dude?
So allergic to cats.
I used to be bad, man. When I first met Kim, like I'd swell up real bad, eyes water. Now I think I built up an immunity to their dander.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, you want some Benadryl? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like,
Roofie.
I'd always fall asleep there and
wake up with my pants unbuttoned.
Yeah, I was never wearing pants when I woke up. He was always smiling. It was weird. But that was good. Those were good times, though.
Hey, speaking of good times, I invited Lou over tomorrow so we can watch UFC 225. Stand up again, dude. Denied.
It's my anniversary.
Whatever, man.
It's my anniversary.
That is awesome. I'm kidding you though, but that is awesome, man. How many years is that in for being married now?
17 years now.
It's a 17 long time, brother.
So it's been great. Like I said, we know nothing. We were 18,
that's something that you don't hear that a lot anymore these days, man. Being married that long.
You really don't. I mean, some days I know why, but you know what I mean. But
when we were waiting on you, we were actually talking about that a little bit. Like, it is rare, but like, if I was to get divorced, I wouldn't even know like how to start dating again, or like what the hell to do. No, she'd probably call the cops on me and think I'm some type of sicko. Like, yeah, I'm serious. I won't know how to date anymore.
I have no clue. Like, do you go to a bar or
what do you do?
I never did that. You know what I mean? I guess I'd go back to working at HEB and maybe meet someone there again.
Yeah.
Like that's where I met Marty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, but I had no idea how to do it. What would you get on the internet?
You figure it
Swipe
out.
left, right.
I think, dude, yeah. I
Isn't
think
that the
that's
way of the
biggest,
world these days?
The biggest thing I keep hearing now is everybody's like, oh, I found this person on the internet.
My luck, I
Found
find
this person on Pornhub.
Lucky.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do.
I wouldn't.
Oh, shit. Didn't
You
even
could
know.
always try dudes.
I could, and new world. That's the way it is. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, it'd be weird, man, just to get out there again and try to pick up chicks.
I don't know what's the pickup line. I got TRICARE.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
The
Okay.
pandapotamus.
I got
Hi.
TRICARE. You got 3 kids. What's up?
42-year-old man, I got kids. What's up?
Yeah.
Insta family.
Yeah. Hi, I got luggage. Hello. I think I wouldn't, man. I'd just stay single, man.
Yeah.
I'm serious,
So easy.
right? If anything happened to me and Kim, I'd stay single.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess there's always.
See, and I'm the
What was the
opposite.
internet?
I don't know what I'd do if I was married for 17 years.
Well, it's whatever she told you.
Well,
Yeah.
is what you
maybe
do.
that's my problem.
Yeah, whatever she told you is what you do.
I wasn't good at it.
How come you always look at the screen when there's food up there,
It
dude?
was good, dude.
I just caught him again, dude. We did that last time. I was
It
like, look
looks
at that.
good,
That shit
man.
does look good, man.
Well, if you'd gotten wings like I asked you to and had a good setup green room,
sauce.
we'd be in the mix.
That does look delicious.
But you didn't.
My mom fried up some wings today to take to my dad.
Yeah. How's Kirby doing?
Good, man. Good. He's cruising, man.
When's he coming home?
Don't know.
Don't know.
I'm guesstimating mid-July. He said he don't think so.
Yeah.
He think it'll be a little bit longer.
I told you what I think he's doing, right?
Getting on nurses.
I think he's fine, dude. But he's just like, this is pretty awesome.
They feed me.
Yep.
They bathe me.
I told Danny, I said, you're gonna come in there and
Put
you're
a
gonna
sponge on his nuts. I mean,
you're gonna catch him out of his bed, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, that's what I think. Oh,
Oh,
Kirby's
just doing
doing.
physical
Yeah,
therapy?
I think
Yeah.
Kirby's in there just living the life,
Oh,
getting
man.
taken
Hope
care
your
of.
mom don't watch this podcast. She know how to get on the internet.
I
She
told her.
listens
I
to
told
it.
her that. Remember, I told you, Andy. I said that.
Yeah.
I told him that I think Kirby's faking it, but no. Hopefully, that guy gets out of there soon, man.
Like when we're traveling back and forth, I put it on. I stream it.
Yeah.
So she can listen to it. She likes you two for some odd reason.
She loves me more, though.
No, she doesn't.
I'm telling you. dude.
Today, I was telling her, I was like,
I don't want to
hey,
break your heart, dude. But
me and Johnny's gonna
Kinda-
have Lou on. She goes, "Ah, they're such good boys. And I'm like, you obviously
wish
don't
you
know
were
these
a little bit
assholes."
more like Lou and Johnny.
She ever tell you that?
No, but I'm sure she's thinking.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, I fixed her electrical. I put a ramp on that house. And
Yeah.
that's after Andy tried to kill me.
Dude, you were
When-
clowning my electricity thing there.
I
I'd clown
was.
that freaking ramp, dude.
Hey,
Hey, no one said I was a carpenter, man.
hey, that ramp.
That's
that
a tripping hazard.
Absolutely
Absolutely
not.
That's a freaking tripping
So that's
hazard.
a 20-minute project that took me and Andy like
All
day.
hot.
You should have.
it's
You
fucking
shoulda-
hot.
You should have got a skateboarder to make that shit.
I had to
'cause
go.
We make ramps where there's no, there's a it's a smooth
By
transition.
all
brother.
means, by all
It's
means,
a little
Yeah.
too late.
you're hired.
I'd have to tear that one down.
Go ahead.
You won't be able to do it. Built
Did you
so
guys?
well.
Did you guys like screw it into the concrete?
It's
or-
anchored into
it's anchored in?
the
Yeah.
side of the steps, and then I drove 2 stakes on each side of it and screwed.
You can fix it. Actually, just get like a little metal plate right in front of it. Put it right there.
Sure, whenever you want to come over and do that.
I'm just trying to tell you what you could do
No,
to make it better.
Sounds like
so
you
there-
want
you
to
won't,
do it.
you won't have this fucking big ass tripping.
It
hazard
ain't
about
that
You know what he's
big.
gonna do? Johnny's gonna do what he does. He's gonna be like, all right, let's go fix it. And then me and you're slaving in the sun.
Yeah.
And
No,
he's gonna
shut
be like,
up.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Yep.
Y'all guys got that gun safe?
Dude,
Stairs?
that gun safe was a
It was
motherfucker.
heavy
Dude.
as shit. When we
Really? How would you know?
When I had it, when I was
Y'all
messing-
look like y'all
when I
was
was
sweating.
when I was messing around with it on the trailer, and I was like, That's heavy.
It is
Give
heavy.
it to Lou.
That's why, like, if I get another one, I'll get another one that size. I won't get one.
I got
bigger.
its half brother. I told you I got the half one.
Yeah,
It's half
those cannons,
size.
man, you can't beat them, man. And I've seen them. I've seen those cannon safes after being in a fire.
That's what you're saying.
And Cannon actually sent a rep out to open it, and they opened the safe, and the dude's guns were like.
Did he ever tell you
untouched.
that story when he went out to?
And Cannon replaced the safes.
Tell Lou what you saw, man.
Well,
gotta fix this
a structure fire, and it was a garage comp fire, and the dude had he had two gun safes, two Cannon gun safes, and all of his ammo was out there. When the initial crews got on scene, like they were spraying water on the house to keep the flames were actually there was. If you can picture the garage and the house, and there was trees between there, and the wind was pushing the flames towards the trees, the heat coming off of it was melting the siding on the house, and so they kept the house cool until we got more water, and then as other units got on the scene, the garage was fully engulfed at that point. So basically, when you have something like that, it's more you do what's called defensive posture, where you cool it. Mm-hmm. And kind of let it burn itself down and keep cooling it. Well, the ammo started cooking off.
Oh, wow.
And so it's like, fireworks. And
I've seen this episode.
It's not super, it isn't, it's kind of unnerving. It's not super dangerous, but, you keep your distance, obviously. And then once the fire was out, we went in there and started to do overhaul. And, pulling boards off the wall to make sure there's no hot spots and soaking everything down real good. But yeah, those safes are, I think mine is rated for 1,000 degrees or 1,200 degrees for 30 minutes. I actually think they're rated higher than that. They'll actually last longer than that, but they have it's almost like a heavy sheetrock that's inside them.
That protects it.
And then I think they're super insulated, because the walls are pretty thick. But yeah, Cannon opened the safe. The dude's guns were unharmed.
Isn't it crazy?
Look who's texting me. Oh, Robert. I bet he's watching.
Because I turned off the chat for live. Is he on? Is he watching it?
He says, "Nice shirt, Travis Tritt." Robert.
Here's a quarter. Call someone who cares.
That's funny because he was ragging on you too when you showed up here.
Well,
I was gonna do it shirtless.
He wasn't wearing any.
I would never get on.
I ain't wearing no pants.
Yesterday or last episode, I thought this motherfucker was shirtless.
It was a red shirt.
It was flesh-colored T-shirt. I'm like, please don't ever fucking wear that again.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the video. It looked flesh.
Right?
I don't know if it's red.
Every time I look at him, I'm like,
oh, he is needy, man.
I'm not.
Do this. Don't do that.
I'm running this thing by myself, right?
Well, y'all gonna be Regis and Kelly, and shit like that.
No, dude.
One of y'all's got to be Reg, and one of y'all's got to be Kelly.
It was gonna be. Remember I told you it was gonna be the Johnny and Lou show.
Yeah, because he was late.
Up all late.
Yeah. It's a transition show.
But I called. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
You didn't bring donuts though. Yeah.
Typical EMTs canceling or being late.
He's a doctor.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that shit's fucking funny. Johnny, Andy's a doctor. Come on. No, he's not.
Oh, man.
Hey, going back to movies, man. What do you think about those? Did you go to the new one, the XD, with the luxury loungers and all that?
That's the only way to go to a movie.
Right?
Yeah, we saw the Avengers there, and I'd never been to one. But that's the only way.
Is that the one that vibrates?
So they got the D boxes. I didn't sit in those. I heard those are awesome.
We saw Deadpool, and I got the luxury lounger, the D box, the seat, the sheet.
You're loaded,
dude. I had to throw that in there because earlier you said I'm cheap. Yeah. But dude, I had to turn the sensitivity down on the chair.
Boner?
Well, no. like my popcorn was not going anywhere. I was like, what in the fuck?
James all down. What's going on? Nothing, son.
You know what's funny about that? There's a scene in Deadpool. It's not spoiler alert, but Jaden leaned over to me. He's like, "Dad, you think if there's a love seat, the seat's gonna vibrate?" I was like, "Dude, that would be pretty cool, man, if it did." But yeah, I had to turn the sensitivity down, and I didn't even know how to do that. Jaden had to show me. Yeah. You like barely touch it. But you know what I was thinking about those seats too? if you go and try to watch a movie and you're exhausted, man, you're gonna pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because we went to watch Solo, and that almost happened to me. And I was well rested. I was just like so comfortable. Andy, you got to try it. You haven't done it yet,
dude. I'll be.
Yeah, you probably would, because dude, a couple times I was all, whoa, and I had to move the chair where I wasn't so laid back.
Yeah, so that's the only way to see a movie now. I don't like the reserved seating because you can't, like, I'm a get there 45 minutes early kind of person and get the seat I want and sit there.
No,
I like the reserved seating. I like that.
Well, I saw the ones that recline because I went and saw Daddy's Home 2. Yeah, they're legit.
The mall actually redid their seats too. But what I did notice about the mall when they redid their seats, they lost seating.
They did, and they do supposedly. There's an article about it, and that although they're losing seating, they're hoping they weren't filling those seats anyway. So if they go with less seats, premium seats, maybe they'll fill them. But that's the thing about reserve seating. I think for Avengers, I went out a week and a half out, and I had to go to but this is before the movie came out. It's a big movie, so maybe that's why. But
this Avengers, son.
So it was a week out, and I had to get them on a Sunday at a 9:00 showing.
Yeah.
And because everything else was right up on the screen, and I'm not paying money to be up there like that.
You should have reserved your shit sooner though, and then you could have.
How much sooner though? 2 weeks?
I guess. Yeah, you got to watch though for some of these movies.
You know, so
the next one I want to go see is that Jurassic Park, son.
Yeah, that one's gonna be tight. It's gonna be good. The last one was good.
Yep.
So
I mean, it's the same story over and over again, but I don't give a fuck. I like watching dinosaurs.
There was this joint in Utah called Broovies, and it was a movie theater that they had a beer bar in there. Nice. So you get a big mug of beer, and then when you went out of the theater, they had recliners and love seats and couches.
Nice.
And that was awesome.
You know what's still awesome too, and I need to start going out there, is the drive-in.
Driving's the best.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
And they're kind of having hard times right now. I saw I follow Big Country Supply on Facebook because they're a huge they donate to our fundraiser every year, and the guy on there, because it's a local business too, he was like, you know, I want to try to get as many people on board to just go to the drive-in at least once a month. You know, let's support them, because that's something that you don't see anymore.
Yeah,
these drive-ins.
You don't, and
Robert said, "Who's the black dude on the left?"
Yeah,
I know, dude. It's summertime, Robert. I always get dark. You know that. So negro.
But the drive-in was cool. So when my kids were little, you couldn't take them to the movie theater. So man, we'd go to the drive-in and watch a movie, and they'd sit back watching their little portable DVD players and stuff, and fall asleep. Yep. If they fall asleep by the second movie, then you could enjoy it, you know. But yeah, I like the drive-in a lot.
Kids fall asleep.
Stir that macaroni. You know what I'm saying?
I do know.
Yeah. The sound of my. Anyway. Hey, but the drive-in for reals though, you can't beat it. You pay for one movie, you get to see two, right? If you stay for the double
feature. You do it right, man. You make like a bed in the back
the bed
of
the truck. Yep. That's the best way to do it, man. So go out there and support that movie theater, dude, so it doesn't go away.
My problem, I'd take a 30-pack of beer and won't be able to drive home.
You could go out there and drink brew if you wanted.
Can you still?
No, you're not allowed to.
Oh, because I used to.
But still, I know people still do it.
I mean, I would take quite a few beers out there and let Marty drive home. And then no, but for real, that's bad juju. I would drink beer out there and watch the movies, and it was cool. But I like them.
I don't want
support it though, because
that's actually, I think, the third biggest drive-in in the state of Texas.
I used to be number one. I don't think there for a while there was only 2 or 3 left in Texas.
Yep. So we don't want ours to go away. We need to keep making people go to it.
Yeah. So.
Right on.
What else we got?
I don't know, man. You got any current events you want to talk about, dude? Anything you read that you were like, whoa?
I don't read, man.
You don't read?
You don't read or you can't read?
No, well, one of the two. Nah. You know, mainstream news is tough to keep up with. You know, you watch one channel and something's happening this way. You watch another channel, it's happening that way.
If you had to pick a channel, what channel do you watch?
I wouldn't actually.
If you were to throw something on, are you a Fox guy, a CNN?
Yeah, I really stay away from it.
Or
man.
how do you get your news?
How do you get your news?
So how does
Dude, what are
everybody get
these
their news?
things?
I'll if it Facebook tells me the truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. But realistically, you know,
Yeah.
most of the time you can scroll through your Facebook feed, which we all do. What? How many times a day you look at your Facebook feed?
A few times, yeah, a few times a day, man.
You know,
It's like you piece it together. You get some information from here. You got to kind of figure out what's.
you know,
That's I've said it numerous times. That's why I like to listen to podcasts.
yeah.
That's why I just watch FS1 and FS2
Yeah, you know.
and History Channel.
So since I don't have cable anymore, I think I talked about that.
You sound like
Like
a candidate for Sling, son.
Yeah, so I just use a Fire TV
Yeah.
and Hulu and stuff,
Yep.
you know. So I really don't watch a lot of news. I will when I get to work in the morning. I'll click over and the MSN page will come on, and you could kind of scroll through that and see.
Yeah.
You know.
So you're an MSN guy. You just told me.
I guess, yeah, you know. But I really don't watch a whole lot
Did you
of.
vote for Hillary too?
I did. I was like, she's so hot. No. But I think it's tough to find. You're getting what they feed you.
Exactly,
So,
man.
I really don't. I don't keep up with it. I will if there's something interesting. I think that's going to affect us on the way we do business in the military. I'll definitely take a read on it. But that's about it.
I happened to watch K Texas this evening before we took off to San Angelo to see my dad.
Yeah.
And big picture of 109
Really?
on K Texas, and they had a red circle around the hatch, right? And they talked about about it. And then there was some old guy that was supposedly a previous B-1 pilot.
Expert,
yeah, talking about why they would do what they're doing and everything. Crazy, right?
Yeah. There's no secrecy in anything we do now, dude. Zero.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about privacy earlier. You know, it's just not there. So this podcast now, you know what I mean? Y'all are on there. We're on there. Nothing here has been said that's like crazy out of the norm or anything like that, or really bad. But somebody could watch this and just be like, "That guy's this now," or "That guy's this."
Or I don't like what he said.
Yeah, his opinion sucks. You know what I mean, or whatever.
That's why I don't read the comments.
You know, none of y'all ever read the comments.
I don't.
Damn it, all the shit I've been talking about.
The only time I'll read it is like if for some reason I'll get notified on my phone, and then a lot of times those notifications I accidentally hit clear, so I don't really know they're there. But yeah, I don't read the comments.
Yeah. But people.
I should. Every once in a while I'd be like, when we first started, I did because I wanted to see if people would like what me and Andy are doing. You know.
That was one thing Trevino brought. This guy that we work with. He goes, "Are you ready, man?" He's like, "Are you ready for like the comments?" And I was like,
"I don't care."
I was like, "I really don't care." He goes, "Dude, people are brutal, man.
They are.
People are,
I mean, people are real brutal on the internet, and tough.
Well, keyboard warriors, man. I mean,
yep.
They got something to say because they don't have to face you person to person.
Yeah, they can hide behind that monitor. They can hide behind that phone and just start talking shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like it because you can talk shit back.
Just like you can be a bigger warrior, man.
A bigger dickhead.
No, you're messing around with me about my Instagram my account. He said last time you posted on there was like 2016.
But it was an impressive 11-mile run.
So
back in 2016.
But I don't. I really don't.
You don't really get on there.
I don't comment on there very much or anything like that. I don't. I
bring it up.
I don't mess with it a lot.
There.
Because just someone's gonna say something. You know what I mean? You don't want anything you say to be misconstrued out there.
Yep.
So I'm still active duty. You know what I mean?
I get in like they're. I really refrain, especially politics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't talk. I don't.
But there are sometimes like people in my friends list will post something or say something that rubs me the wrong way, and then like I try and I try and I try and then I I can't.
What'd you run there?
So
it was like 11
that's
miles, right?
11 miles in Johnny Road.
Well, don't. What year was that you did that?
2016.
Okay, and then what did I write?
Do you even run anymore? That's cool. Fat Lou's more fun anyway. But
I miss Fat Lou.
yeah, man, it's such a touchy world out there.
Yep.
You really can't say what you mean, or
But that right there, that's just us fucking rubbing at each other and having fun.
Yeah,
we know each other. But it's when that person you don't know.
That third party.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do, doesn't know you, doesn't,
They don't know us. They don't know, like the gun story. They don't know that stuff. So, say you added your boss on there or something, and he needs it. Well, you know what I'm saying. And then now he thinks you're.
We've all done that. We've all done that once or twice.
Yeah.
Twice for me and Johnny.
Then now all of a sudden you're a drunk gun toting idiot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
And that wasn't the case at all. So you really got to be careful what you say. I don't know how many times in my office I'll sit there and I say something out loud. I'm like, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to watch it.
Myself up.
Yep.
And my boss looks at me and kind of laughs because he sees me correcting myself.
But that's a culture shift that we've had. It's kind of interesting working where me and Johnny works, because the majority of the people have been out of the military for 10 plus years. So that culture that we came in on, that's where they're at.
The flashback.
And then us,
yeah,
we know where we come out of the more politically correct Air Force. And then because I remember Chris telling me, like, me and Robert were in the office and we were, you know how we'd get him spooled up,
Yeah.
And then Chris was like, I'm pretty sure when you go to work over there at M1, you can't be talking like that. The first day, they're passing around this roster, and everybody had to update their experience, their experience level, and Bruno and Chris Routh start going back and forth. I'm not gonna say what was said, but let's put it this way, like oral skills were talked about, and that was the first day, the first hour on my shift, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the 12 truck, man.
Yeah, you can kind of cut loose a little bit more, man.
But you know what? It's something to argue the other way too. And so what I've seen, that people have to feel comfortable coming to work. You know what I mean? People aren't built the same way that they were when we came in.
Yeah.
Some of my friends, if anybody watches this or whatever, we were brutal to each other in school and stuff like that. And it wasn't a big deal, I love them dudes. I still talk to them from time to time, from high school. Those guys I knew in high school, I knew since we were in third grade, growing up in San Antonio, So we were brutal to each other. And so when you came into the military and we were kind of rough around the edges, that was nothing new to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that anymore. People just aren't that way. So you have to adapt somewhere. So I think there is something to be said about it, and it's just adjusting to the times, because we're leaving. You know what I mean? Y'all guys y'all are gone. I will be gone eventually. Not too much longer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's who's gonna be here. So if you need something to be done, you have to not cater to them. You can't expect them to completely adjust to that way. You know what I mean? It's too much of a shock almost, for realistically. So you need people to want to come to work and want to be comfortable. And, a lot of people might not agree with me on that. Some people say they need to adjust to you.
I do agree with you. I remember there was this kid that was out on the flight line. We were in the schoolhouse at the time, but I remember seeing him coming through, and then he went out to the line. Then I saw him like shortly over there working at MTF. And I think the story was like, dude, he couldn't handle the conversations that were going on in the back of that 12 truck.
Mhm.
He's a real religious kid, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, dude, sometimes aircraft maintenance, we say some pretty crazy stuff. A lot of times, I mean, and like it was so bad to him because he probably grew up real religious,
Mhm.
and he's like couldn't handle it. So they let him go to MTF.
Yeah, and I would there's going to be two responses to that. Like he needed to toughen up and just whatever. But on the flip side, I don't think it's right to expect somebody to have to completely change who they are.
True.
For something like that.
And so when it all comes down to it, at this level, at level we all were at when I get out, you're taking care of those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to pick who you're taking care of.
Correct.
You got to take care of them all. So there has to be something to be said about making them comfortable in some way and adjusting yourself a little bit. We could say it sucks, we could say this and that, but I just really think that it's a different type of people.
It's a culture shift.
Different culture, man.
Different culture, and somebody has to adapt to it.
I remember when I went to ALS, right? This is crazy because you think about how the Air Force has evolved. One of the, I don't know if you guys did this in ALS, but our instructor separated the four corners of the room, and it was like strongly agree.
Yeah, we
disagree,
did an exercise
strongly
like that.
disagree, right? And one of the questions come up was, how do you feel about people serving in the military openly gay? Because at the time, don't ask, don't tell was the policy,
Yeah.
And so you had, there was most of people were like, agree, disagree, and then you had a couple that were strongly agree, and then me and Attack P were strongly disagree, and we talked about, but I was really young when I made staff, and I was immature.
Was that Attack P dude handsome? Is that why you walked over there in the corner with him?
His muscle. And so I was very closed off.
Mm-hmm.
My view was very like I don't want to be. We sometimes work in close, tight environments, and I don't want a guy like looking at me like that. Like, is he gonna fuck me?
Yeah.
That's no. And the TAC P, his rationale was like, when we deploy, we live in tents, we shower together, and so it was uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward, and they repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I had a lot more time. I'd been promoted. I had a lot more experience, a lot more life experience.
Mm-hmm.
And while it may not be something that I agreed with, like at the end of the day, what is it about? What is it about for a leader? Mm-hmm. Well, in my opinion, it ain't about that person's sexuality. It's about what's better for the unit. What's better for the mission?
Yes. If that person can do the mission, I don't give two shits.
Exactly. So if that person is capable to do their job, now would they and feel comfortable in that unit, and because it all comes down to the cohesiveness of the unit and the ability to execute the mission, right? Like in anything that any unit does in the military, that's what it comes down to. And if you have a distraction, so I think that whether you believe in it or not, if you accept it and you treat that person as a human being
with dignity and respect, and
as a human being, that's actually going to make you a stronger unit.
And then that's what it should always come down to. I always tell people this, if people just treat people right, whether it's in the military or whatever, all that other stuff doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It really doesn't, whether you're openly gay or it really doesn't. If you can do the job that I need you to do, and that's that.
I got into a bit,
it takes us a little bit to realize that, because you go right off with the first thing, the macho thing, like, oh no, whatever. But if you really think back about it, and I guess it kind of changed for me too. Like you said, as you get older and stuff like that.
It was a maturity level thing
Yeah.
for me. Like now knowing what I know and I look back, I'm like, what
you sound like an idiot.
what an ass.
Yeah, you kinda
just
sound
what
dumb.
an ass.
Young Andy was a dumb
You know
shit,
what I mean?
right? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Young
yeah,
Johnny
I
was a
mean,
dumb shit.
But
I think we're all that way. It's because like, yeah, we weren't really thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? You're just more like reacting because everybody else was acting like that. You know?
Yeah.
And you want, man, I wanted to take a stand. You know, like this is what I believe in. Well, why? Why did I feel that way?
And you know, we do when we sit there and we're trusting our leaders and stuff like that when they make these policies and things like that. You got to trust it full bore.
Well, you're supposed to always have faith in the system, right?
Right. You got to have some faith in the system.
Yeah.
And people are gonna argue that all day. You know, oh no. But you have to bring it down, and hope that and trust that the folks that have been doing it longer, that are making these decisions,
are making the right decision,
making the right ones. You know what I mean? Because there's no way me as a staff sergeant, you know, or shit, even now that I know everything. No one knows everything, right?
Dude, you're supposed to know everything as a master sergeant. You're supposed to know everything.
Well, I tell everybody I know
Master
sergeant.
sergeant.
You know everything now, dude.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Yeah.
But you know,
I know what you mean.
You gotta trust it, and I think like the don't ask, don't tell thing was a pretty good decision overall. Because those individuals that could you imagine trying to live that way every day, a lie, or to try to put that on the side just to serve your country? You know what I mean? Like,
well, people were doing that for a while, forever. Like they were suppressing that.
Well, you know,
that's gotta be hard.
Yeah. I got in a debate with a guy at work about it, and I think I actually like kind of changed his viewpoint. You know, when I just explained what I explained to you guys, and we served alongside them.
Yeah, you just didn't know
how like I said, let's go back to how dumb I was.
Yeah,
hello,
you didn't know.
What's the difference?
You're working next to that guy anyways, and you don't know, or maybe you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, I mean,
but
I think it just makes for a more open, cleaner environment.
But think about this: who has the most problem with gay people? It's dudes. Women don't.
Yeah, women don't.
You know.
Here's the weird thing: why is it that like you like sometimes like gay guys, right? But if you see two really attractive women that are lesbians, you're like, that's hot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You would never have a problem with a lesbian working in your shop. You're like, yeah.
Well, y'all remember how many people think back way back when, where you knew maybe a female was a lesbian, and nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. But if there was a rumor going around maybe about a guy,
it was a big deal.
Then it was a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And it's just a biased way of thinking.
It like you hit the nail on the head. It's that machismo thing that guys have.
And it's silly, and I think we're all are older now. But there's always a flip side to everything, right? A moral belief is a moral belief.
Sure.
So whose is more important?
They're both equally important.
I think
they're both equally
important, man.
So trying to work that out in a work environment, and that's what makes so that's what kind of makes the Air Force cool. And if you look at the military in general, Army, Navy, any branch or whatever, you're the most diverse workforce there is.
It's a big melting pot.
You know, huge. You know, you got people from all over the country, some from other countries. You know. Gay, straight, it doesn't matter. We're all here. And you're right, everybody's ethics and values come into play, and that's what kind of helps let us do what we do, is that kind of immersion like that.
At the end of the day, we're all serving for the same flag. You know what I mean?
And that's what matters, and taking into account what everyone brings something to the table. You know,
some less than others.
Sure.
You know, but
like, you know, there was like a lot of people that we've worked with over the years that were just shit workers, But maybe they were that person that made you laugh, man, that just constantly made you laugh or whatever.
I used to work with this guy named Andy Carter, man.
Yeah.
That
He
was a shitty crew chief, but man, he made me laugh. No,
but he was fun to have.
No, I know exactly what you mean, Andy. There's some people out there that they were just like, they couldn't really get the job done, but you didn't mind having them around, man, because like they just kind of lighten the mood.
Yeah, they kept it light. Yeah,
I just
like Robert.
Yeah,
like Robert Molnar.
Robert
that
Molnar,
motherfucker, right
that
there,
guy.
boy.
Man, do you want to know what a wrench was?
You say probably,
dude. What did he say one time? I think it was at his ALS graduation. I think.
Oh God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and he had said, "I'm glad I didn't have to wear a mess dress. I didn't work chow hall or something like that." I think me and Terry looked at each other like, "What?" No, that was like, oh, mess all. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I couldn't stop laughing. And he was serious. Robert was straight up serious, dude.
There's a reason why he was in the army.
He's like, I ain't never worked a chow easy. I don't even have a mess dress.
I heard a guy tell a story one time about his PT test. And you used to take him upstairs, right? And this guy's kind of country or whatever, and he's walking around through the story talking about he took his PT test. He's like, well, I got to my third trimester, and then everyone's like, what? He's basically talking about his third group of laughs or whatever. He's like, I got to my third trimester,
and I had to make
and I just couldn't breathe, and this and that. And me and the other guy, he's an airman, and me and the tech sergeant were sitting there talking. We were both techs at the time, and he's like, the fuck did this guy just say? Yeah, he said in his third trimester he lost his breath. I was like, what the fuck just happened here, man?
Same thing was me and Robert and Terry used to have 4-wheelers and we'd go ride. And we got lost. I don't know, Robert could probably explain the story better, but I think Terry got us lost. We got lost. Robert was trying to find a way out. The whole time, like Terry's face was like, you were a goddamn Army scout. You can't even find your way out of here.
Dude, I gave him shit about that too. Out in Diego.
When we were hunting.
Did he get lost out hunting too?
Oh man, all the time.
He got us lost that one night.
He's got to be the most horrible Army scout ever, dude.
He says, I was probably the best worker, you know. Also, I still don't have fucking mess dress. I don't work in the chow easy.
Dude, when we were in Diego, we were gonna go out there and scare everybody. Like we were deep in the jungle. I don't know what we were doing, man. But somehow me and Robert, there was only 2 flashlights, and me and Robert grabbed them. And then Robert told me, he's like, hey, turn the flashlights off and take 2 steps back. So right when we hit the flashlights off, dude, it was freaking dark out there. So we stepped back, and then we see everybody like getting all pissed off. Come on, man, turn on the light. Where's the flashlight? They're falling down. The reason we can see them falling is because people are smoking. We can see the cherries, and they're going. I'm like laughing. And then Robert's all, let them get ahead, and then we'll scare them. So we let them get ahead. And then, so we got the flashlights, we're going, and we're fucking lost, dude.
In the jungle.
Yeah, in the jungle. I was like, what'd you do in the Army again, dude? He's like, I was a scout. I was like, you're a shitty scout. And he said something about, we had these dots on our helmets, and we'd fall in. I was like, you suck, man. You know who got us out of there? The crew chief got us out of there. But yeah, dude, that was funny. I always give Robert shit about that, man.
Yeah.
The Army scout.
He's a good guy, though, man.
Yeah,
I tried to catch up with him when I was in California, but he's a couple hours away from the base we're at. So
he's at Travis, right?
Yeah, I think he's at Travis, and we were at Edwards, so we didn't get to catch up with him. But
hey, dude, I want you to tell that interesting story, Lou, a little bit about your history, man. Like Louis DeWitt. DeWitt is not very indigenous Hispanic last name.
Indigenous? Somebody got a CCF degree.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you hear DeWitt. And then I saw you. I'm like, this dude's a beaner.
Yeah, totally.
So what's the story behind that?
To San Angelo?
Yes, dude. Okay. I think it's the neatest story ever, man.
So San Angelo, Texas is actually named after a couple of great grandmas ago. Angelina. I'm gonna mess up the name, and all my family watching is gonna kill me.
Well, they can go
but they can fix it.
They can go to Wiki and read the history too, because I went there and well, anyways, I'll let you tell it.
So it's kind of neat. It's in the history books. It's on Wiki and stuff like that. But yeah, my family, San Angelo is named after my family. You know, my great great grandma.
Yeah.
You know, Angelina.
Some West Texas history for y'all right there.
And you know what's funny about that is that me and Marty talked. My wife Marty talked, and I didn't realize I'm so straight up Texas now. You know what I mean? I never thought of myself that way. You know, or anything like that. But when I made Master and Marty's like, okay, you want to try to get some orders, go overseas and stuff like that. I started thinking about it. And I was like,
you don't want to leave the great state, son.
You know, about that.
I mean, you just bought you that Cody cooler from HEB.
Hey, don't.
What could be what could be more Texas than that?
I mean,
hey.
So I saw a meme on Facebook today, as a matter of fact, and it was a place I don't know where it was. It was an HEB attached to a Whataburger. You know, and it said, "What could be more Texas?"
That's like that would be like a worship shrine for Texas.
I mean, you know, we got to make a pilgrimage to it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did you really see that somewhere?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but I bet it's But yeah, you know, I never really considered myself that way, but the more and more I think about it, I'm like, I don't want to leave.
You're a Texas boy, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there's like I've seen it a few times on Facebook, the like Whataburger or In-N-Out.
Okay, keep going.
And that's a no-brainer to me, man.
What will you pick?
Oh, In-N-Out.
Oh my,
that's weird, dude.
So I went to my first In-N-Out.
I mean, Whataburger's good,
in
but
Los Angeles.
They have them in Dallas now.
Yeah, but I'd never been to one, and I went in March. And
did you get animal style?
I got animal style because we had a guy with us, and you know he's all like In-N-Out, In-N-Out, it's great, you know. And I said, all right, man, let's try this In-N-Out thing, and it sucked. And I was like, cool. And they got the fries animal style, and all it did is make my hands smell like onions the whole time, you know.
Because he texted me and Aaron just roasted him. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Actually, the burger was a damn good burger.
Yeah.
But the fries were bad, and we had this other guy with us at the time, and he had never been. He's from New York, you know what I mean, and his wife's from Texas, so he knows about Whataburger and stuff. And the way that, so it's almost a hype, like the movie.
Yes.
Right? If you hype it up. If it's not the best thing since, you know, sliced
bread. Yeah, you got to be careful with
like,
that shit, dude.
Yeah. So they were like, oh, man, In-N-Out's so good. And, you know, I expected everything I touched to taste like gold, you know?
What is it? There's like In-N-Out, Five Guys, White Castles.
Yeah. Actually, man, White Castle is good, dude. Them little burgers are delicious. I had a Hef's today.
Hef's is
they're pretty good, man. I like it since they're right down the road now, man.
Yeah.
I had a Hef's burger.
So the definitely In-N-Out burger was okay, but their fries were not very good. So of course we picked that out, and the guy that was hyping it, we let him know.
Let him know, dude. He's gonna get
horrible.
ripped on, dude.
So
I think
Tomatillos gave it.
What's cool about it is like secret menu. You know, like they have real like
In-N-Out has a secret menu.
Yeah, well, that's the animal style deal.
Oh, what do you go? You just go up to the counter and just say, "Give me that."
Well, they have
like
a single hamburger, and then you get like
There's
a double.
Things on the fucking menu.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like what you have to tell them? Give me animal style.
Or you can
weird.
It sounds like a safe word.
Yeah.
give it to me animal style.
No.
And then
and they know what you're saying when you say animal style.
Yeah, and then
weird.
Like you can order as many patties and cheese as you want.
Yeah, you can say 3.
So I want like a 3x3 or a 4x4.
A hamburger was okay, but it is no Whataburger by any means.
It's that green chili double. I like it. Whataburger, dude. Oh my god. I had to stop eating those though.
He's all healthy. I like Fat Johnny better.
Dude, they're good.
Yeah,
they're freaking delicious.
Fat Johnny, we had to carry out on MTF's self-aid buddy care litter.
Damaged.
And run him into a wall.
Smack him into the wall.
God.
You should tell that story.
That was horrible, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember when Kim showed up, he's like, "Will you come lay with me?" She's like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Dude, I had to make some type of joke, man, because like I was in pain, man. That shit hurt. And like I knew I was in pain because I was like, I felt it. I felt the tear coming out, dude. And I was like, damn it, pass out or die. One of the two, man. And nothing was happening. I was staying like awake for it. I'm like, fuck, and it hurt. but I kind of told those guys already
Oh,
on
did
my
you?
back. Yeah.
Well, I just remember they hit the door on the way out.
But you know what is weird about that? I told somebody this the other day. It's weird when you go to work and you walk into work. You walk in and you're fine. And it's weird you're leaving work on a stretcher. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then they're getting loaded up in the back of somebody's truck. First, before they do that, they bang you against everything. But yeah, that was kind of a trigger too, man.
Mm.
Like I walked into work. I went into the gym with Andy. We hit focus pads. We worked out. And then like 2 hours later, I'm freaking leaving work in the worst pain on a stretcher.
Mm-hmm.
The stretcher they used to teach MTF classes.
Remember we went and played that softball tournament, and Robert went up and smacked Maury Wilson on the biscuits. Thought it was me. And then
Marcel, I didn't know what was worse. You hit me or that you thought I was Andy. What a great guy, huh?
Then Marty couldn't get out of his truck. When he left,
Yeah.
he got back to dead. He was just sitting there.
Because Robert gave him the Korean touch of death, dude.
And he sat on one of those.
Oh shit, boy! I thought you were Andy.
On one of those anti-gravity balls forever.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the military do your back.
Oh,
Weird, man.
goodness.
Blow your shit out. Well, what else, man? You want to talk for a little bit more, or we want to wrap this one up, dude?
We can wrap it up. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Lou, thank you for coming
It's
on.
just
Yeah,
always,
thanks,
it's
man.
always a good time hanging out with y'all. Always is. So,
And hey, thank you for your service, brother.
oh, no problem. Thank you.
Whenever you want to come back on, man, come back on.
I'm just gonna come be.
Instagram, YouTube, like, subscribe, share.
Later.